We're going to talk about a film that just came out last weekend. I think most of us, has everyone in the room seen it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Happy Death Day. Happy Death Day. It's another Jason Blumhouse production, and it's already made like 45 something million dollars on a budget of like $5. I think they stopped something like that.
well.
You guys have talked about this. Have you talked about it?
We talked about it a little bit on Horror Movie News.
So,
Did you guys like it on Horror Movie
I
News?
liked it a lot.
Yeah, same here.
I thought it was very fun.
Same here.
So without
loved
giving
it.
away too many of the spoilers
Oh yeah,
for
no,
this
we
one.
tried really hard to not. I don't want to spoil it for people because it's been out, but
Yeah, can you
But it's a
go ahead
fun
and give
one.
us like an idea of what the show is?
I mean,
the film?
something I appreciated because everyone's like, oh my gosh, it's like Groundhog's Day. In the movie, they're like, so this is like Groundhog's Day.
And
It's like, yes. So it's very self-aware. It's very good.
It knows you've seen movies like this
Yes.
before.
I loved I did like the different kind of deaths that happen. There's an awesome edit on one part where she gets hit in the head and falls into the pillow.
That was beautiful.
That was
Loved
good.
it.
That was
Loved
great.
it. Then Anthony on the show was saying he wanted a little more deaths, but I thought the pacing of them were good because it was like slow at the beginning, then they speed up a bunch like montage, and then they slow it down and space it out again. Because I think it's one of those like, yeah, they could have done more, but then maybe we'd be like, all right, is the movie
They did it
over
well
yet?
because they didn't show every single thing that happened on her walk home.
Yeah, they skip ahead.
They did a great job.
Actually, I wanted to see more of her dying. In,
Yeah,
like,
that's what I was
gruesome
saying.
ways.
I agree.
Because like
each
you know
death.
they would like cut away and everything.
I'm
You know,
sure
but
there's going to be like a director's cut version where
There'll
they
be a
That would
couple
be great.
more.
There's just
Boom, boom.
more.
But
to the
how
death
many
montage.
more? Are you wanting like 5 more?
no, it's not. It's not
Iconic
that.
deaths.
It's not that I don't want more. I just want to see her actually die. Like, cause you know how they do
But
this.
how many
You mean
more?
the camera
is
would
what
be
I'm
on
saying.
her?
Like, I want to see that bong go into her face. Like.
Oh, right. 'Cause he just
Oh,
needs
you
to
didn't
watch
like the
show.
cutaway?
No, I
No,
mean
they don't
it's a
have
cheap
a-
it's a cheap way to show a death, but like
Oh no, I loved it because then it's hurrying up the pace and it does it, and then that's when she's dead, so we don't.
We see her reaction
it's fine.
to it.
He
when she
wanted
wakes
to
up.
watch her burn.
Yeah, he just.
Nah, it's fine. I
I
think
wanted to see something beautiful destroyed.
Oh,
I'm not worried about our engineer.
I know.
Who is that? Which
It's the voice of the devil.
I will
Yes.
say, without
Well,
giving
hello,
anything
beautiful.
away, I love how they set up stakes within a time loop scenario, because in other movies you're like, oh, whatever if she keeps dying,
yes,
because
I do like that.
you know, she'll just start back over until she eventually
Yes.
figures it out.
because
I love
of the scar tissue.
and
they
they
set up,
are
right? With
they
the-
create again, no spoilers.
Oh, okay.
but
Then
they,
I won't say anything more than that.
They got that
create-
butterfly effect, I
yeah,
think.
they create a scenario where
it's not unlimited.
it's not unlimited, and there is a time limit factor
Where she
there.
needs to find her
Exactly.
killer. So that's,
Yeah.
You don't get unlimited lives like in a cheat code in a video game.
Yeah.
It
She
doesn't
did-
work that way.
She
like
does.
when I used to use Game Genie for everything. Remember?
So wait, what was that, Anthony?
I was about to say she does hints in the movie that she might be like a cat and has 9 lives. I didn't count how many times she dies, but
That's
what if
true, I
it's
didn't
close
count
to
how many.
9?
It'd be interesting.
Maybe.
Well, let's not go into it a little bit
yeah.
more.
Oh wait, no,
because-
Anthony. No, she does because she says 15 or 16 days as this has been happening.
Yeah.
Oh.
The other thing too, they do. Did you guys guess the killer?
No.
I didn't guess it, but I wasn't shocked.
At one
I didn't
point,
guess it.
I'm one of those people who, at the beginning of the movie, when they're setting up all the red herrings, and
Yeah.
they're setting up potential
Is this
people.
another spoiler alert time?
No.
No.
Do we have
no,
need to
no.
warn people?
But I don't.
I
give
want to
it
talk about this though. Spoiler.
I go.
So what,
Oh, go
we'll,
ahead.
we'll do
Wait,
a
wait,
not
just
yet.
don't say the
Tell you
killer.
what,
Wait,
we'll
why
do
don't we
a-
do it at the very, very end
Yes.
so people can?
We'll do the 1 minute spoiler at the end.
At one
Yeah.
point, I did guess. I bet it's this person, but I did that with everyone who got introduced.
I got it wrong a few times.
So, long story short, I didn't guess.
And then only because I noticed and it was a little thing, and I'm like, I don't mean to pick a fight, but I was semi disappointed that every single person of color in that movie kind of sucks. They do
the
not
casting?
speak.
Oh, the casting or the writing?
No,
of their
the
characters?
people, anybody who's non-white in this film either never speaks,
All both of them.
they're a loser, or they're not cool, or they're not that nice.
Which is weird because
get-
even the one in the cool sorority was nerdy, like the unpopular.
They're not that
nerd.
nice.
No.
Or they barely get any lines.
That's a good point.
To kind of follow that up, before I ever saw the
trying to
movie, a
think.
friend of mine saw it before I did, and I said, "How is it?" And this is coming from a guy too. He's like, "It's a fun movie. You will have a good time with it, but it's a movie where you can tell it was written by a man about a bunch of college girls. And I was like, and that was in the back of my mind the entire movie. And I'm like, yeah, it's a little disingenuous when it comes to that. I find her character arc great, and I like a lot of the story beats, and I think it's very funny. But yeah, at the end of the day, it's like, yep, that is a dude writing for a woman.
Well, because like even at
Like
the
most of
sorority,
TV.
there's the Asian girl outside.
That's what I said,
Never
that-
says a line.
No, she was just listening to
Yeah,
funky
she listens.
music
She's listening to her
a loser,
K-pop, which
but-
I was excited about.
which-
Oh, that's
she
right.
was. But the thing is, she's in a cool sorority, but she's still like a loser, which is
or
weird.
she doesn't
like,
get vote. She doesn't get a
You
voice.
could-
and
make-
neither does the girl who gets with a chocolate
made
milk,
fun
chocolate
of.
milk girl.
Yep. And the Asian guy roommate is kind of like a dork. He's
You
not
could
cool.
make
Yeah.
the argument that there is an undercurrent of racism within this particular school system, but that doesn't.
No, it just was one of those.
You
Within
know how
the-
we know how to fix this.
I think
you know,
the
they need
movie
to
was
remake
just.
the movie with me as. No,
I think
absolutely.
it's possible that the movie was just racially tone deaf, because there's also that one scene of the same. I can't remember her name in the film, but it was the same black girl
Tree?
with the milk.
Yes.
And there's a point where the main character actually smacks her over the head because she thinks it's a killer. And they just kind of play it off as a joke, like, "Oh man, I didn't see you there. Oh, I'm so sorry." And it's just like, really, like.
Oh, Becky? Was it? I don't know.
It might, I don't
think
know.
it's
Something like
Becky, yeah.
And then her roommate's kind of grumpy. So it's like nobody is that. So again, it's just
know.
one of those. It's not like the main thing that bothered me about the movie, but while I'm
And
watching,
it's not
I
like
was
they're
like,
actively negative portrayals.
That's a good point. I
either.
feel like I didn't pick up on that, but now that you mention it.
I didn't pick up on that either.
This is a problem of the genre as a whole.
Well,
though,
no,
guys.
there's some that
as a
are-
genre, we need to step it up.
there's some that are much better, and they could have just done a couple little tweaks to make those people a little more interesting. But overall, I will say I love the movie. Thought it was super fun, great slasher movie. But
From
I
the
was
same
disappointed.
producers who brought us Get Out.
Yeah, so
And-
you're like,
yeah. Yeah.
You should know better.
yeah.
Because I listened to the Nerdist podcast. They
Mm-hmm.
had Jason Blum on there the other day talking about this film. And what was cool is, and this is one of the reasons why I think it kind of worked. I personally didn't find it particularly scary.
No, not really
It's
scary.
funny.
It's a funny film.
It's a
Yeah.
horror comedy.
But
There's
you
some
could,
suspense at the beginning
Yeah.
when she, like her first death or something was a little bit like, you know.
Music box.
but the
Yes.
thing that was interesting was like they said they developed this. It was a story that the horror just happened to be a part of it. Like they wanted it to be an
Yes.
interesting story. And what was cool was we talked about her story arc. And I don't
Yeah.
think this is too spoiler, but she had relationship issues with people at school, with her parent, with her dad, and with just who she was. And so like she had to go through a personal journey and change who she was before she could figure any of this stuff out. And that's what I really liked about the film. It was the mystery aspect of
Yeah.
it.
If she hadn't been such a good actress, like this film could have easily fallen apart.
I think so, too.
I
Yeah,
did
she
like
was
her a
great.
lot.
She's strong.
fantastic.
What, you,
Yes, she was good. It was hard in the beginning for a while for her to be
She's
likable. 'cause
pretty
she-
unlikable.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
she
that's
was
the
super.
point,
Because
though.
usually you start off like a movie, especially horror, like, oh, I like these people, I don't want them to die, but you kind of like go for it, like
Yeah.
for a while. But and then eventually, she became kind of redeemable and likable, and then you kind of start to care about
part
her.
of the crux of the film is that when she finally sits down to create a list of suspects, she's like,
Too many.
I've made many enemies.
yeah.
that, which is it's probably like one of the turning points in the film, which I really loved. So do we need any spoilers? Did you have something you want to talk
I
about?
have a
Spoiler?
question. So
Wait. Is this a
Wait, hold on.
spoiler?
Question with a spoiler?
Yes.
Okay, wait.
Okay,
Anthony,
spoilers.
spoiler alert.
Spoilers.
Oh, okay.
Spoiler
It
alert.
has been.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert!
There we go.
Spoiler alert!
all right. So it was the roommate dressed in the costume doing all the killing, or did she tell the guy to do it, and
I
then he
feel-
went around?
I feel like it was a combination, depending on the iteration of
Yes.
it.
Yeah.
That sometimes it was the roommate, sometimes it was the escaped convict.
The earlier times, I think it was the roommate, and then when
She
she
said she
gets to
figured
the
it.
hospital, that's when he starts.
Okay, because I
getting
was
into the
watching
picture.
body movements, and some of them seemed a little more masculine, where I was like, that looks like a
Yeah,
guy,
no,
so I was
Casting,
kind of...
they did good job because the whole time I was like, that body could have been a man or a woman. They had a good job. Somebody was like, it was the tennis shoes that they felt through
But I
them.
thought the way they walk, though, at times, I was like, that's...
I spent the entire movie interpreting the mannerisms as very
Yeah.
masculine. At one point, I was like, "Those don't look like girlish hands," but
Right.
yeah.
But you know,
yeah,
it's
it
funny.
really
I
depends
didn't
on
even
the
think
ride.
it's
about
both.
that. But you know, when I do, okay, so I directed a play last month where the killer was a female, but I chose to put a male in the suit because one of the themes was when we think of victimizers, we think of a white male. We think of a male doing the victimizing of women. We don't think of women victimizing other women.
Yeah.
So I wanted it to be from like an audience perspective where like no matter what's underneath there, that's what we automatically go to think, that a guy is going to rape a girl, a guy is going to like do all these things, especially in a college campus. So I almost don't mind if they stuck a male actor in there with masculine moves because that's what we were thinking anyway.
Yeah, because that's what threw me off, man. Because I was thinking it was the boyfriend the whole time, and then she'll just wake
same
up and
here.
then freaking
they
stab the
do?
guy. Like,
They
it's
know.
over!
I spent the entire movie going,
Yeah.
it's Carter!
I
Yeah.
thought the
Did you
same
guys-
thing.
what
The
was-
whole
Like some
movie.
guy named Carter, of course,
No,
he's
never.
the killer.
Plus, what was he doing? I was like, he's stashing that mask because every time she wakes
Every
up,
time.
he's stashing something in that cupboard.
Yeah.
Okay, wait, we're still in spoilers. Somebody,
Oh, yeah.
the
Are we?
person
Yeah.
I saw it with, felt when she made the list that was a giveaway because she never wrote the roommate's name down.
Oh. I thought that was good. So
Which I didn't
we-
notice. I'm like, maybe she's not done. And every time she comes back, the list is the same.
so we're
Well,
still.
she writes it down and then X's through it.
No, but
I
it
guess.
shouldn't be there the next day.
I
Yeah.
agree. Still in spoiler.
But whatever.
Still, my last spoiler. I did not. I wasn't really buying the whole. There's a serial killer. It just happens to be in the hospital on campus, and like the first, like I was asking, like the first.
Seems like the last place you would want to leave a serial killer.
It was just bizarre to me, like because I remember asking, wait, where did they first meet the serial
I felt
killer?
they stopped in transit. Like he wasn't really supposed to be there. Like it was a temporary.
But when did she find out it was here? She was just watching the news,
was
and he just happened
in
to.
the diner.
It
She's
showed up
watching
on
the news.
TV for a hot second when the power
Yeah,
was
it was
coming in
all
and out.
very quick.
And
Some of the
then-
stuff.
It definitely like planted the seed for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it was in the diner. Where
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
when
but-
she actually listened through it. Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry. One other thing it didn't bother me, but the person I saw it with was kind of annoyed that like essentially she created her own conflict by being so evil to her roommate.
Yeah.
But I was like, she never was aggressively
Right.
mean to her roommate. She just
wasn't.
was. Her roommate is giving, and it's like, but if you're with that kind of a person, you can't do that and expect anything in return.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't think our hero lady is perfect, but I don't think the roommate.
That and her
You know?
roommate
I know.
clearly
She's
latched
gonna
onto
kill her?
something arbitrary.
Yes, but I like to make fun of
she
it though.
goes, yeah.
She's like, really?
That's why you're
Over
killing
a
me?
guy?
I know.
Yeah.
That's why.
So,
you killed-
anyway.
But they didn't explain what I think is weird is that it's sort of like a real quick the deja vu. They don't really
Yes.
explain what's supernatural or strange about.
No, but
about
that
it,
opens
right?
up for the second sequel.
I
didn't
read
know
that
there
the
was- I didn't
sequel
know there was
is.
a
Yeah, I read that too.
Sequel's going to go into
okay.
that.
because they
All
don't
right, cool.
explain it.
I'm actually
And the mom
100%.
connection somehow, or this
There
bracelet,
should've been
or
more
I
about
something.
think I'm
Mom.
about to agree with you.
I'm actually okay with the lack of explanation
Yes.
because
Me
in
too.
Run Lola Run
Yep.
and
Yep.
Groundhog Day, there is no explanation
Exactly.
given. It's just
It
these
is what it is.
characters want something or they need to learn something.
Yeah.
And the second they get what they want or learn what they need to learn, that's when time allows them to move forward.
Yes.
And I'm 100% okay with that being just it. You don't
Agreed.
get an explanation.
Yep.
That's,
Agree.
oh, and I didn't know there was a sequel. Exciting. So we recommend this movie to people to,
Yes.
right,
Yes.
to watch.
Oh, it's a
Yes,
fun
yes,
movie.
yes.
It's a
It's
fun
fun.
movie. I think it had its.
Perfect time for Halloween.
Do you have anything real quick while we finish up? Anything you
So,
did
what'd
not-
you think about the girl's motive at the end?
The doctor. Ooh, I liked
He was fun, huh?
So
Just because he
stupid.
was so funny. I don't know.
No, it's one of.
Was
yes.
he that stunning that it's like
I mean, he was
you
handsome.
stole? Yeah.
He's good looking.
It was no. What?
I mean, I wouldn't kick him out of bed.
No,
but
I think what she's saying. He's saying. Do you think that there was? a
Because I
good
heard
motive?
some
but
people
there's-
online were
but there's
critical,
exactly
like
the
that's why
man.
the motive.
I was going to say,
Over
Red
a
Man.
dude?
Written by a man.
But that's what they say in the movie. Though
professor
our
in
main
school.
character goes, really? That's the reason?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
then that's good. That
Yeah,
she,
yeah.
I mean, that's not the main one. It's also like all these other things. But if the roommate's going to that extent to kill someone over that, the roommate's already like, something's wrong. Yeah.
Cuckoo pants.
Something snapped.
So I think anybody would enjoy seeing this movie. I really do.
Yes.
We're like,
Good times.
Spoiler is
Go
off.
see it.
Spoiler is off. No more spoilers of anything
no
tonight.
more white males. Oh wait, sorry. No, go ahead. I'm just joking.